What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorldPodcast. We're going to be talking about week 1 of the 2018 NFL season, and we're going to start off with the Titans and the Dolphins. Now, this game was pretty crazy because it was delayed for a very, very long time. Either way, I'm going to give you guys some pointers through it as we go through the box scores and just let you know my opinions about the games. If you're new to this channel or new to the podcast, we're just going to go through each individual game with what I got from it. You know, because I pretty much flipped through all the games throughout the entirety of it and watched football the entire day on Sundays, Monday, and Thursday. So here we go. If you want to know about the Thursday night game that launched the season, just check the previous video. Okay, Marcus Mariota is a terrible quarterback. I'm going to just leave it like that. The way the team is, though, defensively, they're a really decent team. The Titans are really, really good defensively. He made some really, really bad throws in that game. He made some really bad decisions. He seems to, I don't know what happened when he was, his arm, his hand, or whatever was injured for a little bit. But, pretty much I don't know what he's going to become. And it's very surprising to me that we don't get a lot of news out of Tennessee about somebody trying to take his starting job because he's not good at all. I don't expect them to be a good team with him in their near future. I just don't see any kind of evolvement out of him because he's still doing the same things he was doing when he first got into the league. So it is what it is with that. The Dolphins actually surprised me, though. Tannehill made some really, really good throws. I didn't know how they would come out. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, just because, Landry and all that stuff being gone, a lot of times when you lose key players, you don't know how that team's going to react. And they came out and they played pretty well. Overall, the game wasn't that exciting. It's nothing that, as I flipped through the channels, it wasn't something that kept drawing me back to it. I think I'm about to probably just start watching Red Zone, and because I have that also, and just see what's going on all throughout the day. But I like to sit into a game and just see what's going on and feel it out. And this game was really, really wild. Shout out to everybody that was there when lightning struck over there and they came out safe. Nobody was injured. But at the end of the day, the Dolphins came up with a huge win. I do believe that the way that line was set, it was pretty close regardless, but I didn't think the Dolphins would win that game. I would have picked the Titans to win it. They're a playoff team from last year. I would have picked the Titans, and I would have obviously been wrong if I would have bet that game, but I did not. 49ers and the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, I like the way he made some really, really good throws in this game. Garoppolo, I was very disappointed in, but I kind of expected it because the Vikings defense is crazy, which is why I think they're going to be one of the teams to come out of the NFC. Obviously, I think they're a playoff team right off the jump. A lot of people hated on, why they would go out and get Kirk Cousins. If you guys were able to watch Case Keenum play yesterday for the Broncos, you should be able to understand why. He's a below average QB that can just, he can do certain things, but he's not a franchise quarterback. So when John Elway said that they got the quarterback that they wanted, he had to say that. That was pretty much a lie, in my opinion. Nothing but respect for John Elway, but that doesn't make any sense that you would want Case Keenum. The guy sucks, but we'll get to him later. Overall, with these games, with 49ers and the Vikings, I got to see a lot that people probably didn't really expect because everybody's been saying that, Bill Belichick set up the Patriots by getting rid of Garoppolo. I'm not saying that Garoppolo was not a decent quarterback. I'm just saying that it didn't serve him very, very well because even when the defense was out of position, he still threw the ball very, very high away. He made a lot of bad throws. So I don't know if he, it's probably still a learning experience. He's still a very, very young QB in the league. He's dating porn stars and foolishness like that. So maybe he's just coming into his own. But the Vikings look good defensively. Harrison Smith was a monster. I like the way that defense is coming together. And like I said, Kirk Cousins, I really like what he adds to that team. He's going to make some spectacular plays throughout the season. You guys just watch. Keep hating on him, bro. You're going to see exactly what's up with that guy very, very soon. Going to the Texans and the Patriots, I can't believe Tom Brady's 41 years old. The only time that you would be able to tell that he was 41 years old is when he threw that one pick. Like, he just threw it. I guess it was like a miscommunication, but he just jogged slightly off to the sideline. He didn't even say nothing to nobody. Grunk is doing Grunk things. Gronkowski is a monster. That's the one guy that, when Jalen Ramsey was talking about he's not that good, I didn't really agree with. We're going to get to Jalen Ramsey in a second when we get to that Giants game because he wasn't as impressive as he should have been. But it's to be expected when you're going up against OBJ. But Gronkowski was unbelievable. Tom Brady looked really, really good. Deshaun Watson looked disgusting. Okay? The first play of the game with the read when, they can't figure out who's doing it and it's a fumble, it was really, really bad to see that. But he doesn't look anything like, that spark that they had last year. Defensively, they were decent, but I know a lot of people expected the Texans to probably win this game in an upset. You know, J.J. Watt coming back, everything looking good. I do think that they can be a threat in the AFC. I just don't think that they're ready to beat the Patriots with Tom Brady, because Tom Brady's going to dot you up. And that's the thing about it, bro. Like, he's able to do things that separates him from other quarterbacks, because if you put any other quarterback in that situation against that Texans defense, I don't think they beat that team, even with how bad Deshaun Watson was playing throughout the game. But overall, he's thrown the ball to like 8 or 9 receivers. Like, these dudes are bums. Other than Gronkowski, that's a team full of bums. I hope you guys realize that when you talk about the Patriots. Because like I said, I don't care. Like, I'm not a Patriot fan, but I got to give respect where it's due. And it's unbelievable how this guy is doing this stuff. And then you'd be like, all right, he's not that good. He's 41. He's this, he's that. And then he just dots you up, bro. And he loses all these players. Like, it's unbelievable. But the thing that I took away from this game is I have to really start to analyze Deshaun Watson throughout the season. I got to see what's going on with him, because I didn't like what I saw. I really honestly just didn't like what I saw from him. And I got to see if it's just like, maybe it's a hangover coming off the injury, whatever it is. I think he'll do better throughout the season, but I did like the defense. And one thing more I got to point out about the Patriots. Their defense has a bunch of no-name guys on it. And I don't know how they're making plays and sacking people and doing all that stuff. I have no idea how that's happening. Because these dudes, there is literally no household name on the Patriots. Like, nobody really cares about anybody on the defense of the Patriots. And somehow they just keep making plays. So I had to point that out as well. Fitzpatrick. Look, I tweeted this out at GmiasWorld. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, definitely go over there at GmiasWorld and follow me. I tweeted this out during the game. If I'm ownership, I'm trying to see if I can cut Jameis Winston or trade him. And I'm not saying that, it's out of the whole situation of like, yo, he's just garbage. He's a very, very turnover-prone quarterback. I know Fitzmagic can be garbage also, but I like what he can give me right now, Fitzpatrick. And I think that they should probably try to get another QB, because Jameis Winston, he's suspended for foolishness. He's literally doing things that doesn't make any sense, and it's a lack of leadership. Now, when he's out there, the team really loves him. I'm not going to knock that because when you see the way your teammates surround you and do stuff like that, I'm all about that. I love that camaraderie. But this was really, really bad for him. And I don't think that if Jameis Winston plays in this game, the Saints lose. That's just me. And I know if you're a Bucs fan, you probably feel the same way. Even if you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to analyze it the way that it is. Nobody saw this coming. I think Fitzpatrick may have done this. Like, I think he had like a Jet game where he went wild too, but this was outrageous. This man was doing whatever he felt on the Saints defense. And Latigoat was getting torched by Mike Evans. I'm going to tell you this right now. I was very, very disappointed in the Saints. A lot of people picked them to come out of the NFC this year, thinking they were ready defensively, all that stuff. I don't know if this is just like a preseason game or whatever was going on and people are just coming into their own. I have no idea. Either way, it was disgusting. The Saints were dominated in the dome, and it was very, very bad for those Saints fans. And Fitzpatrick the guy would not stop scoring. And the defense that I thought was going to be really, really good, they turned out to be average because they weren't able to do anything. And the Buccaneers, like Deshaun Jackson is going wild. Everybody, it was like a party, like a coming out party. You can't do that and expect to win any game in the National Football League. That was very, very bad. And I'm going to tell you right now, if the Saints don't put it together, bro, like, it's going to be a wrap. I will point this out also about Drew Brees. He is deadly accurate, okay? And I was questioning his arm strength last year. I don't know what happened. Maybe he went to Russia, got an injection, but he looked pretty good with those throws, all right? I'm just going to point that out. Michael Thomas looked really good. Their core looks good. It's just that I don't know if they weren't ready for Fitzpatrick or maybe they had a different scheme. Maybe the Bucs just out-schemed them. But they're going to have to – listen, the NFC South is going to be a toss-up, bro. If they're playing like this and it could be this competitive, look, I'm going to have to, really analyze what's going on with that Saint, man, because the defense was so bad. You can't give up 48 points to a second-string quarterback. It's like the Patriots, what they did with Nick Foles. Like, you can't do that. Fitzpatrick is the backup for a reason. Like, you have to be able to win this game, and it was unbelievable. But very, very exciting game. Unbelievable, exciting game. And like I said, I would keep Fitzpatrick in the lineup. If he plays 2 more games like this while Jameis Winston is suspended, I would just keep him in the lineup and bench Jameis. Like, seriously, like, I just had enough of that guy, man. He's just doing stuff, he's stealing crab legs. Now he's fondling chicks. Like, bro, like, what are you doing, man? Look, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let him do what he's doing. But I would just be like, look, trades. Anybody want some trades? That's just me, though. Jaguars and Giants. I predicted like these things would happen as far as OBJ and Ramsey whenever they were matched up. I told you guys, Ramsey is a big physical corner and OBJ is a slender, slick wide receiver. So I kind of estimated a lot of the things that were going to happen, and the Giants should have won this game. Leonard Fournette went out early with an injury. That kind of impacted it as well. But I don't think that they lost anything. Yeldon came in and did what he had to do, so there's really no excuse. They still have a bum quarterback in Blake Bortles, so you're going to expect low-scoring games, and the defense usually scores more points than the offense. But let me just say this, bro. Eli Manning is a terrible quarterback, and I understand that he has 2 championships. OBJ was wide open so many times in this game, including the overthrow in the middle of the field on the post route. And as a Giant fan, shout out to Saquon Barkley, though, before we get back into Eli. Saquon Barkley, man, rookie premiere coming out. It was like a 60-something yard touchdown rush, his first touchdown. He had over 100 yards rushing, man. Shout out to that young man. I think he's going to be great for the Giants organization and the team. I hope he does well. Getting back to Eli. Eli is the reason that I don't trust the Giants in the NFC East. He is this because he can't make an accurate throw unless he has his eyes closed, like what he did in the Super Bowl when, the catch and all that stuff, and when he hit Manningham on the left. Like, this guy, I don't understand what he's looking at, but OBJ he looked really, really good. He kept his cool. He played top-notch. Not to say that Jalen Ramsey held him on that one play, and they still had to settle for a field goal, but, one-on-one, it's going to be very, very difficult to defend receivers like, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, OBJ, even though, Ramsey's a really good corner. This is why it's very, very hard to give these guys the status of, like, going on to be the GOAT, because Deion Sanders, honestly, I think Deion Sanders would have locked up OBJ. I think he would have, like, had a literal lock over his body. But that's because Deion was a little bit more slick, more speed. He was a different type of corner. Like, the routes that OBJ was hitting Ramsey with, turning him around and doing stuff like that, his big body, it's harder for him to move like that. That's what made Revis so good as well, because he's like 5'11", he's short, stout, strong corner. Deion was about 6 foot, I believe, so he was just a freak of nature, and he would be able to do whatever he wanted. But I expected what happened, but I didn't expect that Eli would overthrow so many passes, which was really, really disgusting, and that was the turning point of the game. So the Jaguars looked good defensively. They did a lot of good things, but overall, I blame this loss completely on Eli, 100%, because throws that he missed could have resulted in touchdowns several times throughout that game. Bengals and the Colts. Very, very good to see Andrew Luck back in the uniform. He comes out and throws a pick very early in the game, but he was able to do some things throughout the game that made it, a little bit better. That guy, John Ross, though, AJ Green was non-existent, but AJ Green was non-existent until like later in the game when he caught a touchdown, but John Ross, that dude's going to be a stud. He has speed, he has hops, very, very athletic. I like what he adds to that squad. I can't wait to see more. But the Colts are still the Colts, even with Andrew Luck. And I don't know if it's going to take a little bit more time, but he's still turnover prone. We got to see how that works. The Bengals, I was very, very surprised the way that they came back and the way that they were working it, bro. But I like Ross. And if, Dalton is able to get that ball down the field to him, that's going to be a dangerous team. That's their Tyreek Hill. The Bengals, John Ross is their Tyreek Hill. All right? Steelers and the Browns. This right here, if I was a Browns fan or a Steelers fan, I probably would have had 6 heart attacks. This game was going on forever, and it would never stop, and people just couldn't make good decisions. They just couldn't make good decisions, and I don't understand what was going on with it, but I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. This is the way that this works. You cannot, for any reason, what kind of, I don't know what to say, man. Like, I'm at a loss of words because I don't know if I want to blame Hugh or do I want to blame Mike Tomlin. Both of them are idiots. I don't want to. You see, the thing about this right here, right? James Conner, I understand all the stuff that's going on with Le'Veon Bell and all that stuff. There is no excuse for the Steelers to have actually lost this game. Ben Roethlisberger came out just throwing pick after pick after pick. Denzel Ward looked unbelievable, but Roethlisberger just kept throwing pick. You know what I'm saying? I understand that Conner fumbled the ball. Le'Veon probably wouldn't have, but you could say that for anything that goes on within the game. That's not what this is about. This was a nightmarish game. It was a nightmarish game where I wanted Tyrod Taylor out. I wanted Baker Mayfield in, and then Tyrod Taylor made a good play. It was just a nightmare of a game that was just a debacle that I don't even want to get into, okay? All I'm going to tell you is this. The Steelers better be very, very careful going forward. The Browns, bro, it's a tie, not a loss. They haven't won a game since forever, so that was pretty good for them. Bills and the Ravens, The Bills suck. So does Nathan Peterman. I don't know how he became a starter in the league. Like, can anybody tell me how that happened? I don't really know how that happened. Somebody got to really point me into the right direction of the person that made that decision to start Nathan Peterman. Like, that guy should be fired 4 times and then hired back and then fired again. The Ravens, Joe Flacco looked really, really, really good. And it's scaring me to say that, but he looked really, really good, guys. Like, extremely good. Like, I'm looking at the game. I'm like, hold on. Who is that? It didn't make any sense to me what was going on, so I didn't know what was happening. Like, yo, wait a minute. Is that Joe Flacco? Like, what? He looked really good. The Bills looked really, really bad. So this game could just be something of whatever. It's just the start of the season type of thing with the Bills. But I don't like the Bills at all doing anything in the AFC, and I think the Patriots are going to do some really, really bad things to them. If the Ravens are doing that to them, you got that boy in your division. Tom Brady about to pull your pants down, bro. Like, it's going to be really, really bad for the Bills. Disgustingly bad. I don't know what to say about it, man, but the Bills suck. Chiefs and Chargers. Tyreek Hill, man. Yo, how fast is that guy? I don't think look, he's so small and swifty, and Patrick Mahomes, I really like him also. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. They just have to continue to groom him right, and I think Andy Reid can do that. But Tyreek Hill, man, like, you got Conley, you got all this speed on the Chiefs, and you got a guy that can really throw the ball down the field. This is going to be a very dangerous team. I don't think people realize how dangerous the Chiefs are going to be, man. They're going to, I kept this game on the longest. Like, Tyreek Hill, the kickoff return, the punts, this guy is just an unbelievable electric player. I got to see what happens, as they get deep into the season. Does he get better? Do they start running more drag routes with him and seeing what he can do with it? Stuff like that. I got to wait to see, because it's so many different ways you can utilize that guy. He's unbelievable, man. But let's get to the Chargers. Phillip Rivers is going to go through yet another year where his team is just filled with complete idiots. This dude, Benjamin sucks. That guy sucks. But it's not only him. Everybody was dropping wide open passes. And then the dude fumbles the ball at the end when they have a chance to win. Listen, let me just say something. Last year it was that kicker. His name was Wangun Kang Sasa, or whatever his name was. But let me just tell you this right now. Phillip Rivers is going to go down in history as one of the best quarterbacks in the game, with a team that just did not help him do anything. Like, who else has gone through this, where your team just continuously lets you down? Or somebody on the team, you're doing your job. Like, does he throw picks sometimes? Yes, and he takes full responsibility for it. He goes goes look at the film, he looks at the videos, and he recoups, and he's ready to go. But his teammates are trash. Like, Keenan Allen, bro, like, even the catch that he did out of bounds, like, bro, like, these dudes are just really, it's unbelievable what they do when they need to try to win a game. It's unbelievable what happens when the Chargers are just, they just can't get out of their own way, man. And I feel for Phillip Rivers, because he's been doing this for so long, and he's just never had all his ducks in a row. Because every time he comes out ready to win, motivated, going, doing everything right, his team lets him down. Dudes are dropping wide open touchdowns in the end zone. Wide open plays in the middle of the field that can be touchdowns. Benjamin sucks. If I'm the Chargers, I'm cutting him right now. Like, I know he's really, really fast, but you got to get somebody that can catch the ball. Redskins and the Cardinals. Wow, AP. Yo, AD all day. Like, bro, seriously? Let me just say this about the Cardinals, though. They suck. We have to be very, very honest about it. Sam Bradford is the worst quarterback in football. Like, I don't know how he still has a starting. How is he in the league still? How is Sam Bradford? That dude is terrible, bro. He sucks. David Johnson was able to get, I believe, a touchdown in garbage time. If my mind is recollecting correctly, this was supposed to be a shutout. But the Redskins, Alex Smith, going from the Chiefs over here to the Redskins, he made some key plays that helped the Redskins win the game. So he's not as big of a bum as people are going to think he was. He is, he was known as check down Alex, whatever. He doesn't really throw the ball, whatever, deep, but he played pretty well. And Adrian Peterson was really, really good as well. What my issue is why is Fitzgerald still playing? Because all he's doing is putting wear and tear on his body for a team that has no chance to do anything. And I don't think that it's fair to his body to do that. He can still get open. He made some plays, stuff like that. But this team is putrid. It's a very, very bad, disgusting team. And I don't know what else is left to really talk about as far as the Cardinals. They're a terrible team right now. They are really, really bad. They suck, man. I watched this game. It was a nightmare on Elm Street without Freddy Krueger. I don't know what to really say about it to make you guys feel better about it. It was definitely a poorly played game by a very trash team, and I don't know how to really explain anything else after that. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was very impressed with Adrian Peterson. He's going to prove a lot of doubters wrong. If you guys were able to get him on your fantasy team, kudos to you, but very, very poor play. Cowboys and the Panthers. Cam Newton should have did a lot more against this Cowboys defense. He should have did a lot more. I wasn't impressed with it, but they were able to get the win. Cowboys scored very late. Zeke, he got his touchdown, or what was it, Zeke? I forgot what happened. Yeah, it was Zeke on the read option, or the triple option, or whatever kind of option it is. But whatever the situation is, let me just say this. Dez Bryant was terrible. I give you that. But you can't get rid of him if you have nobody else that can do anything. That offensive... People are gonna blame Dak Prescott, right? They're gonna say he should be that guy. He's not Tom Brady. He can't do it with no-name receivers. He can't do it, bro. Like, somebody has to be able to do something. It's not... You can't... Everybody is not Tom Brady, bro. This dude is not... I can't say he's that bad. I think he has talent, okay? He does have talent, but at the end of the day, people have to understand this, right? You're only as good as your teammates make you. So even though Tom Brady is considered the greatest of all time, those trash wide receivers that are catching the ball, they are catching it because they know if they drop it, they're going to get cut. They're no names. And Tom Brady is probably just a better motivational person on the squad. Maybe he's just a better leader. I don't know what the hell is going on. But I can tell you this, man. The Cowboys are in trouble. Because that team, like, the one thing I could give them, you hold the Panthers to the, to that score, whatever like that. Cam Newton had the rushing touchdown. But still, all in all, they should have been able to win this game by a lot more points because defensively, the Cowboys look disgusting. I don't know why they didn't go after Earl Thomas. Like, honestly, I don't know what Jerry Jones was doing. Like, they really must believe that they're going to be able to do something in this league with that kind of defense. I don't really care about the fact that, people think that Sean Lee is better than Luke Kuechly or whatever. That's not what this is about. We all know Luke Kuechly. I think only Skip Bayless believes that. But it's disgusting the way that they came out playing because you can't allow the things that they were allowing the Panthers to do. Like, they were just doing whatever they want for the most part. It just didn't reflect on the scoreboard. But their defense is very, very bad. And offensively, all they have right now as a playmaker is Ezekiel Elliott. Dak Prescott, I can't expect him to do anything. Like, he's not a superhero. He's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a guy that he's going to come out there and just throw for 5,000 yards. Like, he's not doing that. He's going to base all of his things off the run game. And if that's not working, nothing's going to happen for the Cowboys. But the Panthers are in trouble. Greg Olsen had a boot on. Like, bro, I don't know what's going on with that team. But I can tell you this. I love the excitement with Cam Newton. I like the energy. I like McCaffrey. I like a lot of the things that were going on within the game. But they have some real problems, man. They got to do some things as well. But overall, they got the win, so it's a great way to start. 1-0 is better than anything else. The Seahawks and the Broncos. The Broncos, we're going to get back to this guy. Okay, Case Keenum, right? He's a terrible quarterback. I can't say terrible. Like, he's better than Sam Bradford, but he's not the guy that's going to get you to the next level. He's not that guy. All right? So the Broncos defense is probably going to go through another year where they're really, really good and their quarterback sucks. Just think about it like that, right? The Broncos would get a fumble, an interception, whatever, and then Case Keenum will give it right back. Unbelievable. The Seahawks, I don't know how to feel about the Seahawks because I think that until they fire Pete Carroll, nobody's going to really get over that Super Bowl loss that they had to the Patriots when they passed the ball right there in the red zone on the 1 or something like that with Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. I don't think they're going to ever get over that. So until Pete Carroll is fired, that team is never going to get over the hump. So I don't know how to feel about them. Russell Wilson is still a really good quarterback, but I don't know how to really feel about the team. Like, people ask me about that, like, yo, Gmias, what do you think? You think they can ever get over it? Yes, but they got to change the culture. Pete Carroll has to be gone. It's no way you can move on with a situation like that. That changed the life and the lives of a lot of different NFL players and coaches with that one stupid play that was called in the Super Bowl. So I don't really expect much from the Seahawks. But the Broncos, I think they're going to go through another year where their defense is going to be really, really good and their quarterback is just going to be average. The Bears and the Packers. Now, this game kept me up, man, because Aaron Rodgers was running around on a crutch, just dotting dudes. But let's just point this out, right? Khalil Mack was a nightmare in the first half and non-existent in the second half. So I don't know, like, people are getting mad, at Chucky because he got rid of him from the Raiders, right? Because he said it was too much. This is the thing, right? You gotta pay your quarterback. People are comparing Carr and, they paid Carr, whatever. You gotta pay your quarterback. But Khalil Mack was non-existent when they needed him the most. And I know they were double teaming. Sometimes they were getting the extra blocks, whatever was going on. But that just shows that you're not completely that guy yet, because Lawrence Taylor, that wouldn't have happened to Lawrence Taylor. You see what I'm saying? Like really, really great defensive players when they're ready to go, like the dudes that are getting paid crazy money. That's not happening. I don't think Aaron Donald is going to get locked. Like the guys that are in that range, I don't think that they're not going to show up in those situations. He was completely non-existent in the second half. And it was all about Aaron Rodgers and him just throwing dots, the Cobb dot. He's rolling out to the left with a broken leg. He's just doing whatever he wants. It was unbelievable. But they can't win like that going forward. The NFC North is going to be a nightmare, and I can't wait to continue to talk about it. But the Bears, Trubisky looked really, really good, and I like the way their defense looked going, overall. But I can't really say that, I felt comfortable with the way that they played throughout the entire game. I can't say that. I would be lying to you guys if I said that. So I'm not going to say that right now. I will tell you this, guys. Aaron Rodgers is a really, really good QB, but he's going to have to make sure that he's healthy, because the Packer fans cannot rely on stuff like that. And that's what makes me nervous. Like, it's a great miracle story and everything like that, but it's not something that you want to make your living off of. And the dude, he did some really crazy things last night, but we have to understand, bro. What do you want from this guy? Like, it is no way you're going to expect that as a Packers fan that this guy's going to keep doing that on a broken leg or whatever was going on with him. The dude's limping around with no kneecap, just throwing dots. Very, very exciting to watch, but not good if you're a Packers fan. For the Bears fans, Trubisky is I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. I liked him, just his mobility. He's able to make good throws. He worked very, very hard to try to get this win. It was just too much, man. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers was just too much. It was just too much. It was too much momentum, too many things going on. They couldn't get over the hump. Very, very sad loss for them to have, because they should have had that game winning 20-zip into the third. Very, very bad situation for them. But ultimately, Aaron Rodgers came out and he showed out. If somehow, some way he's able to get an injection and be able to move around and be mobile, I like what's going on with him. I think he'll be okay. But it just doesn't really look good the way that he was moving around at the end of this game. So I have to wait before I pass judgment on what's going to be happening. But overall, it was a very, very exciting week one of the NFL. We have Monday Night Football, which you will be getting a recap for as soon as possible once the game is played. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you're watching on iTunes, Android, iHeartRadio, Spotify, whichever way you're doing it, thank you guys so much. Be sure to subscribe. Check back with me very, very soon. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.